Hello friends! Now that you know about the play portion of the game, we're finally ready to learn about the bidding, which comes first before the play. Now, at the end of this video, you'll have a high-level overview of the bidding, and then we're going to go into more details on how you decide what to bid in our later videos, but this should give you a good foundation. We're going to cover a lot here, so be ready to take notes, to pause, to rewind if you need to, add comments if it's confusing, all of the above. So what's the purpose of bidding? The purpose of bidding is to decide which partnership thinks they're going to win the most number of tricks or is planning to win the most number of tricks, how many tricks they're planning to win, and whether there's going to be a supersuit and what it is. So what we'll do is have all of the players make bids, and at the end of the bidding, we're going to have what's called a contract, which is both a number of tricks and a suit. And we'll have one team that's now going to be on offense and one team that's going to be on defense. Now, during the bidding, you're going to use your bids to communicate what's in your hand so that then you and your partner can converge on what's the right bid for both of you. Each bid has two parts. It has both a number and a suit. So the number is going to be the number of tricks, and the suit is going to be the suit that will be the super suit or no super suit. Now, what is the number that you can bid? So to make things interesting and a little challenging, to make a bid, you always have to be making a bid to win more than half the tricks. Now, we dealt out all the cards. There are 13 cards. That means there are 13 tricks. 13 is an odd number. So to make more than half, you have to make more than 6 or 7 tricks. So the lowest bid that you can make is a bid of 1. So what 1 means is you're going to make 6 plus 1 or 7 tricks. Then you go up from there, and the most you can bid is 7, so that'll be 6 plus 7, or 13 total tricks. You need to think that there is a chance that you and your partner are going to win more than half the tricks to even make a bid, so you want to keep that in mind when you're bidding. You can always pass, so you don't actually have to make a bid when it's your turn if you think that you don't have enough to win those tricks. Okay, so let's go over some examples now of bids and what they mean. Let's say that Frida is the dealer, so that means she starts the bidding. She starts with a bid of 1 heart. She's a loving person. We go in clockwise order, so Prince is up next. Prince bids 2 diamonds. Then David is next, Frida's partner. He decides to bid 2 hearts. Next is the lobster. The lobster decides to pass, which is, totally fine, whatever. Then Frida bids 3 hearts, and Prince, dejected by his partner's bid of a pass, also passes. David, frightened by how high Frida has bid, decides to pass, and Lobster makes the final pass. Bidding ends after 3 passes, so that means that the final contract is going to be 3 hearts. Frida and David made that bid, so they're on offense and need to make at least 9 tricks with hearts as a super suit in order to win. Just a reminder, Frida bid the hearts first, so she's actually going to be the declarer because she bid the super suit first, and David will be the dummy. Prince and the lobster are on defense and need to prevent Frida and David from making 9 tricks. You might be wondering, how do we start the bidding? The player that dealt the cards is the one who's going to start the bidding first. So that player can decide, I'm going to bid or I'm going to pass, and then we go in clockwise order with each player taking a turn to either bid or pass. And the bidding ends when we've had 3 players pass in a row, and so then that last bid that was made is that final contract. Now, there's another piece of this which is important, which is that each bid that you make has to be higher than the last bid that was made. Now, that means that we also need an order to the suits, right? Because we need one suit to be higher than the other to be able to bid higher. And so the order in bridge is reverse alphabetical order. So clubs is going to be the lowest, even though it's the first in the alphabet, then diamonds, then hearts, then spades, and no super suit is actually the highest. So that's the order. Hearts and spades also have a name. They're called major suits. And clubs and diamonds have a name. They're called minor suits, and they're the lower ones. So if you bid 1 heart, that means that you can then bid 1 spade, which is higher because spades is higher than hearts. You can bid 1 no super suit. You can bid 2, 3, anything that's a higher number of tricks. but you can't bid one club or one diamond because those suits are lower than hearts. So now that we know the bidding, you might be wondering, well, how do I decide what to bid? I gave you guys a little intuition in this video, but obviously there's a little more to learn. And there's one more thing that you need to learn about the bidding, which basically incentivizes you to go a little bigger, go home and bridge. So you got to stay tuned to the next video to understand what that is and to learn kind of what you're aiming for when you're going big with your bidding.